Hello everybody, this is Jonathan, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the application manager in React OS. So this software will allow us to basically install some software, some games into our system. As you guys can see, I have Mozilla Firefox installed, I also have VLC Media Player installed, I also have Audios installed as well. I don't even know how to say it, but I've got Firefox and VLC Media Player installed, as you guys can see right over here. And I'm going to show you guys how to add some softwares and games into the system. And let's get started right now. So what I will do is click onto view, and then I'm going to click onto full screen mode. If you don't use the Flutterbox and we're using real hardware, then we don't have to do this. If we're running this on Flutterbox, then we may have to do it. Okay, so once I've switched to full screen mode, what I will do is click onto Applications Manager. Or alternatively, I could go to the Start menu, click onto Programs, and now click onto React OS Applications Manager. But I just want to click onto Application Manager from here. It's going to load for a bit for first time use, but obviously once it's loaded up, it should be very quick once it's loaded up, but you're going to see a screen like this when it does load up. Okay, as you guys can see, everything is categorized, so you can see audio. So if you click onto audio, then there'll be some files, some softwares related to audio. So for example, to play some music. And there's some video software such as VLC Media Player, so you guys will be able to watch films and movies. If you click onto graphics, then you can install GIMP, for example, if you're into that, or Tux Paint. And you can click onto Games of Fun. Basically, these are just games if you guys are gamers. And there's obviously web browsers, and there's Office, and blah blah blah. So these are just all very nicely categorized. So if you basically want to install a web browser, just click onto Internet and Network, and then from here you guys can select for one that you want to install. Okay. Alternatively, what you guys can do is use the search function right over here and start searching up for a software, such as if I type down Firefox, as you guys can see, Firefox shows up. Isn't this wonderful? Okay. So this is two ways that we can to be able to search up from some softwares, or just to see some softwares that we would like to use. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to basically install some software onto the system, and this could be basically the same process as installing a game. Okay, so for example, I'm going to click on Internet and Network, and I'm going to click onto D+ browser. So just click onto it, and now it should start installing D+ web browser. Now I'm going to click onto Next, and then I'm now going to click onto Install, and now I should have installed by now. Click onto Close, and now click onto D+ browser, and as you guys can see, it has loaded up successfully. I'm going to close out of it now, and now I'm going to show you guys basically one more time, but with a search function. So if I basically want to install something like Boss Wars, then just click onto it, and now double click onto it, and that should basically start installing it, as you guys can see. It is a game though, so it may take a little longer, but it shouldn't take that long. Okay, now click onto Next, Install, and now it should start installing, and now click onto Finish, and now I should be able to run the game, I think anyway, I'm not too sure. If you click onto Games, Boss Wars I mean, click onto Boss Wars, okay, so there has been an error. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so now what I will show you guys is how to install more than one package or more than one softwares and games at the same time, and you can indeed do that. So for example, if I click onto graphics, and I was thinking, I'm going to install GIMP, but there's another software that I also want to install, but I don't want to be looking for it. So what you guys can do is just use this check mark and just put a tick next to it, and that should mark it. And now we can go for Tux Paint as well, and I'm going to go to Games and Fun, and now I'm going to select the Pingus, and now we can go to Internet Network, and we can select something like the Auto of the NC. And now to install more than one softwares and games, all guys need to do is click onto this button right over here, and as you guys can see, we have more than one software that we're going to be installing onto the system. And now I had to follow these very quick instructions. So this is installing 7-zip. Okay. Runtime error. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Next, so now I'm installing GIMP. Install now. So this may take a while. Oh, 2.0. That's quite an old version of GIMP. Finish. Now it's loading up GIMP 2.6. GIMP startup. Isn't that wonderful? And I should be installing Tux Paint, I do believe, which is basically an awesome painting tool for kids. Just follow these instructions. Now it should be almost done. And as you guys can see, GIMP is now loaded up. Oh god. Okay. Finish. Unable to download the package. Check the internet connection. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just click on to quit and now okay. And now as you guys can see, GIMP, it is working correctly. And that is basically how guys will be able to install more than one package at the same time by using this check mark and selecting all the softwares that you basically want to install. And now if you want to see the applications that will have pre-installed, now go to installed, and then from here we can see all of the applications and all the games which you have currently got installed, such as Tux Paint, VLC Media Player, we can see Mozilla Firefox, we can also see GIMP, and we can see VLC Player, and blah blah blah. So these are the softwares that we have basically have installed from the applications manager. And updates will show up some updates to the packages that we'll have installed. But yeah, this is how guys will be able to use the application manager. Now to exit from it, all you guys need to do is click onto this exit button, and then from here just exit, and now we have exited from the software. Anyway guys, I hope that you guys found this video very useful, and this was just a very quick tutorial. I didn't went through all of the features. It's because I want this to be user friendly, and also because I want you guys to kind of mess around with the software yourself. But yeah, I just want you guys to have some fun within ReactOS as well as exploring it. But I hope this video was just kind of simple to follow, and I hope that the simple tutorial was awesome for you guys to understand how the software works. It is very useful software if you want to install something like a web browser, because ReactOS doesn't come with a web browser, and if you really need to use a web browser, then there's a software called Application Manager, and then from here we can just select what web browser we want and it'll be installed. But it is running on Windows and it's not perfect. Don't try to install the latest version of Firefox though, as that will cause issues. We won't be able to launch it at all. So be cautioned by that. So we have to run an older version of Firefox, and that can cause issues. But overall, in my honest opinion, having the Applications Manager is an awesome thing, because it allows people to install for softwares that they want to use. Obviously, it has not got as much software as Linux or HackerOS does. Well, it has probably got more applications than HackerOS, but I'm just saying that it's basically does not have as much applications as it would have on most operating systems. But it is running on Wine, so maybe you can just install something from Mozilla Firefox, which runs on Wine fine, and maybe run it with ReactOS. But overall, I think having the application manager is very, very useful for ReactOS, for guys to be able to kind of see what sort of applications work well with ReactOS. Anyway guys, hope that you guys found this video very useful. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.